Hey, what's the deal, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Honey. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back. Uh. Okay. How y'all doing out there? I hope y'all are having a wonderful Sunday. I'm coming to you giving you Davina teas. Okay, just giving you a light little side Davina tease, but also giving you heavy eyeliner. Heavy eyeliner, baby. When I tell you Raquel had that eyeliner on so heavy, I was like, God, dog, I forgot we used to line our eyes like raccoons. Huh? And then at the end of the day, you be all down up under here and everything. You know what I'm saying? You be all black all up and through here. But I came to you giving you heavy eyeliner. Heavy eyeliner. Okay. I do not remember the name of this episode, but I do know that it was a good episode. It was slow beginning, but it was a good episode. You guys know what I'm here for, right? You remember Power, Book 3, Raising Kanan, Season 1, right? This episode drug so hard in the beginning. I was just like, what is we doing here? What is we doing, right? But let's get into it. First and foremost, Scrap is not dead. He looked dead. He looked dead, but he was not dead. He did, however, lose one eye. Okay, he is gonna lose an eye. No big deal. Let's all go to dinner. Okay, for whatever reason now, through this whole season so far, we in episode 7 now. Rock has not had a driver. Okay, not Lou, not Marvin, not nobody. All of these sudden now she got a driver. She got a dude opening her door and he driving her Range Rover and she in the passenger seat. I was like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Why are we trying to make Rock look like she got a crew? Rock ain't got no crew. Rock ain't got no crew. Okay, I stand by that. All right. We see her dressed up real nice. She just happened to stop by the hospital, just check in real quick on one-eyed Scrap. Now she going to dinner. Okay, Kanan is waiting for her outside a fancy restaurant. He's waiting on her to show up. She pull up and she tells him, he's like, I was so wrong about Scrap. How is Scrap? He missing an eye. He missing an eye. Mama, I'm so sorry I judged Scrap the way I judged him. I shouldn't have did that. She was like, look, Scrap know the game. Scrap know the game. Okay? And he gonna be all right. I was like, Rock, girl, you could have got him killed, sis. It's okay. So they go on into dinner and Davina's already sitting at a very fancy restaurant. Kanan surprises Rock by inviting Symphony. When Symphony walks in, Rock gets up to walk out. Kanan tries to go after her. Symphony was like, nah, let me. Rock runs out and Symphony runs out behind her and he tells her about this band that he likes, this white band, Sarah. Sarah smiles. Smile. I can't think of it now. I got it. I have to keep going, but I'm trying to keep this video short. Anyway, so he tells her, I don't want to keep any secrets from you. And secretly, that's my favorite song. And she was like, then he tries to sing a little bit of it. And she was like, never sing again. He's a sweet guy. He just schmoozes up to her. And it softens her up. She likes him a lot anyway. And, they make up and go back and have dinner. He's holding her hand at dinner. Symphony's holding Rock's hand. Kanan looks over. He sees the love and he begins holding Davina's hands. They walk out. She called for the car, called for the driver who been sitting there the whole time. And he was like, nah, we'll walk home. Y'all take the car. And she was like, nah, I want to make sure you get home safe. So you take the car. We'll find our way. You know what her and Symphony finna go to. You already know what she taking a stick shift home. You take the Range Rover. I'm taking the stick shift home. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. And so the guy loads up Davina. It's a cute moment. They're kidding with each other. It's like this jovial moment. He tells them about this building across the way. It's called the Dakota, and why it was called the Dakota. We always learn a little bit of something when we get a wit symphony. But when they load up, she tell the driver the block is hot, meaning don't leave my son, right? Okay. So Kanan get home with Davina, and he's in front of her house. The lady comes outside. Well, before that, she tells him she want to tell him something, and he was like, "What? I'm the best boyfriend in the world." Boy, bye. Good night. No, she said, I heard famous song, and I'm not stupid. He's talking about what happened to Tuba, and what happened down on 23rd Street or 24th Street or whatever streets. They streets all got numbers, child. 450th. I don't know. And so he was like, oh, no, it was just a story. He's just making it up. He's just rapping to be rapping, It's like, it sounded like a whole lot like he had something to do with it. This is what Davina's saying. He was like, nah. It's just a story. He's just making it up. I mean, it doesn't know. At the same time, he trying to explain, the lady next door come out and bring her sister, because she got to get a babysitter for her sister if she want to go out and have a good time, because her mama don't come home. Now, she's still lying for her mama, talking about her mama down south. That's a lie. The lady said, you too young to be a mother. You a child yourself. This ain't your child. You a child yourself. I was like, Well, she go on inside. When she go on inside, he was like, well, I come in and help you. She was like, no, I'm good. Right? She knows that what he is telling her, she ain't no fool. In other words, she ain't no fool. She know Fame is rapping about $2, $1.20, and she knows it's telling a story. No matter how much Kanan try to dispel it. Kanan did go down to the next day, did go down to the game room where Famous was playing a game, and he was like, I told you not to do that. I told you that song was gonna get us in trouble. And he was like, Davina said she heard the song and she know it's about $1.20. And Fame, of course, is none the wiser that there are many bullets with his name on it at this point, right? He is, naive. He's goofy. He doesn't take anything serious. I mean, he's your typical teenager, basically, but he's not street smart either. And so he's able to schmooze it over with Kanan. Kanan kind of laughs it off. Again, these are teenagers, right? So that whole situation was a mess. Meanwhile, Rock, we gonna get back to Kanan, but when we talk about Marvin, but Rock has, last episode she made plans with the bodega wife to get in touch with her cousin to get a new connect. So now she goes in after she done rode the stick shift with Symphony. I mean, she really, really, really likes Symphony. She even talked with him about having his child one day, not right now, and she's not gonna get out the life to have his child. And he was like, I never thought about having children. She was like, what about children with me? I mean, she's just feeling good. Plus, he had her slow down a little bit, just slow down just a little bit on that, on that stick shift. Let daddy drive for a minute, right? Let me get the steering wheel, right? This is my stick shift. And he goes downtown Julie Brown on her. So she feels feminine and flirty and wonderful. She goes and she has a nice long talk with Lou and with Marvin about how they need to move. These streets are even tighter. I'm working on something. And Lou, you gonna roll with me to go meet the connect. This after she go down to the bodega and talk to the bodega lady and get, the name of the place where she's supposed to meet the dude. Now the bodega lady did tell her that she picked her because she's a woman and she's a strong woman, and she sees how she gets, the men to respect her in these streets. Hold that thought, bodega lady. Hold that thought. And she was like, don't leave me behind, basically. Don't forget about me. And Rock kind of assures her that she isn't going to forget about her. You let me know when you ready to get the heck out, right? When you ready to bust a move away from this dude. So Lou and Rock go down to meet the Connect, and he wants to meet her at this place where there's a boxing match. And Rock's dad boxed a little bit. He was lightweight. He had heart, but really it was about her knowing about boxing. You know what I'm saying? She, again, it's in her conversation. It's the way she talk. You know what I'm saying? She talks. She got a deep voice, and she talk kind of hard. Really just real. And she know about stuff. She know about men stuff. She carries herself with confidence like a dude. But she's a beautiful, beautiful woman. Always sharp. Always sharp. Okay? And the Connect likes that. He likes her conversation. He likes how she talking, right? Meanwhile, Lou and the Connect's boy is in the back talking, and it turns out the Connect's boy was at his cousin or brother or somebody worked for BMG. Now, BMG back in the day, those of you who used to get 60 tapes for 21 cents know who BMG is, right? Like you could get 60 CDs for 21 cents or for like 1 cent each or something. And you just went down the whole list and picked all the music you want. And then they send it to you. And then you become a part of like a program, but you just never pay them, child. That's all. That's all. So, and he shouted Lou out for the showcase. The showcase was a good time, and he remembered Famous's song. Yeah, and he kind of rapped a couple of lines of Famous's song, and he pounded them up. So they kind of connected too, and Rock kind of connected with the Connect. Now she wanted to push it further and say, let's talk numbers and all that. He was like, nah, pace yourself, I'll be in touch. Gets up and leaves, and then Rock gets up and leaves. She feels really like exhilarated in this moment because she's making it happen for herself, and she's cutting these dudes out that's really been kind of nibbling away at her profits and what she got going on, kind of trying to hold her back a little bit, right? So this is kind of gonna be like coming up on them, right? So he takes all that happiness and joy and takes it over to Symphonies. and again, man handles his stick shift, right? Which he loves it. He adores it. But Rock one of these, you know what I'm saying? She wanted to... He was like, I can't breathe. Anyway, so that's Rock, right? Basically, we're going to talk a little bit more about her, but just a little bit more. Same time, Lou is being run up on by Unique. Unique and his boys run up on Lou at Lamont picking up his sandwich. Now, they got a no fly zone, no war being fought, no guns, no fighting, no nothing at Lamont. Lamont's is like Switzerland. There's nothing there. It's a neutral zone, right? So he reminds Unique of this, and Unique was like, man. Now, Rock had already called on her way to the restaurant and told Lou, to get it done. And Lou followed the dude that beat up Scrap and took his eye. Lou followed the dude early on while Rockman was at dinner, and followed him to his girl's house and broke into the house basically quietly like ghosts. Walked up on the dude he had one of them AR-15 type, da 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 gun. Still missed the man. Still missed the man. Shot the whole room up. Shot the whole door up. The dude done jumped out the window. He was, he was downtown Julie Brown on his girlfriend at the time too. And I had forgot that what a thing that was back in the 90s if a dude did that, right? Like if a dude did that back in the 90s, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna get into that. Anyway, because if I get into that, I'm gonna have to get into the other thing. We not gonna talk about that on here. So anyway, it was a big deal. It was a big deal for a girl to be going down on a dude like that. Like if y'all messing around like that, and you know what I'm saying, it was something that good girls didn't really like do. Anyway, so but he missed the guy, and the guy running down the street barefooted. It was funny. So now that they've run up on him, it's the same dude. He can't go out. Unique wants to talk to him, sits down, and Unique basically is saying Rock is going down. I give her another 2 months and she outie, right? The only way he gonna get rid of Rock is to kill Rock. So why would you have this conversation with her brother? But basically, he wants to talk Lou. He feel like Lou is the best out of all of them, Rock included, and he want Lou to consider coming over to his side when Rock's ship sinks. And Lou basically was, oh my gosh, Lou handled him so hard. Like the thing, he was like, first of all, he kind of made it seem like he was listening and he was considering it and all of that. And then he was like, I'm going to have to respectfully turn you down. And Unique was like, I know, because they family, right? Like you don't want to, you know what I'm saying? I understand, it's family, but you got to. And he was like, nah, it's not because they family, because it's because you are, witch arse ninja. I was gonna say it, but I'm not gonna say it. You a witch arse ninja. Man, when I tell you Unique, it was like he hurt his feelings. Unique was like, it stung him. It stung him. You could look on Joey Bad Arse's face, and he gave us nothing but hurt feelings with that look on his face. I was like, oh, below the belt, Lou, below the belt. And when he said that, the dude gonna kind of, open his jacket up a little bit because he got that gun in there. And he said, and Joey put Unique threw his hand up and was like, nah, don't worry about that. But I could tell Unique's feelings was hurt. And then he stung the guy, was like, something about when you was going down on your girl, you gonna get killed, like something about. Anyway, letting the dude know that he was the one that shot at him when he was going down on going downtown Julie Brown on his girl. And the dude really wanted to kill him then. He really, really wanted to kill him then. But Lou was like steel face, like, So he stung them both. Zoop, zoop. Right? Just like that. I was like, oh, they gonna get him. They gonna get him. They gonna get him. Oh my God, that's like taking a muscle bound man and putting his face in the sand. No, it's not going to go over well. So that's Lou's whole situation. Marvin has got a full on operation down at the Van Wyck gas station, right? Basically you got one dude that's selling candy bars, right? And the white person pulls up, gives him money. He gives him a candy bar. Then the white dude goes to the gas station to get a candy bar to another dude there. That dude, I guess, judging by the candy bar, whatever the candy bar is, in this case it's a Snicker, gives him the dope. Then, after they collect so much money, Marvin's off to the side watching. They walk by his car and throw a paper bag full of the money in Marvin's car. And so Marvin's looking at the money. He's like, I'm doing real good. I'm doing real good. Now, we don't see Kanan anywhere around, but Kanan lets us know that he knows about the operation. I thought he was going behind Kanan's back and executing Kanan's plan. Because when Rock was talking about all the money that they've lost, they don't have any profits. They stopped on. I mean, they don't have any products, and the products they have has been stomped on so much. People are leaving because it's not strong enough to keep them high. And he never once mentioned all the money he's making down at the Van Wyck, right? He never once mentions that he's got dudes working down there. So I just assumed Kanan did not know that, right? So, he's out doing his thing, and Kanan goes by the lab, basically. It's another kind of abandoned house, and two dudes that sell for Marvin is there, and they wait on more product. They need more product. They done sold everything that they had, and but they did have this new product. I forget what they called it. Prima Donna. Anyway, it was a different kind of harder drug, and people in other states or whatever, or towns or cities or whatever, was talking about how hard this drug was hitting. And so Kanan was like, well, take this ish and cut it with that ish. And the dudes was like, no, we not doing that, because we need to talk to Marvin. Bump Marvin. Y'all organization, the way y'all got it running now, the Snicker bars, the candy bars, the Van Wyck, the gas station, all of that's my idea. That's my idea. And the dudes was just like, okay, but still, you're not the boss. And he was like, no, we need to wait on Marvin, and we're gonna have to probably run it by your mom. Like, you can't just, mix the products up like that. Like, you can't just bust out something new. So Kanan was like, bump that. The dude was like, you don't run nothing, you know what I'm saying? And he was like, bump that. This my idea. I ain't just no little ninja. You know what I'm saying? Like, bark, 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 bark. You know what I'm saying? You hear this bark? You hear this bark? You know what I'm saying? I'm a full grown out here, right? No, you're not. No, you're not. You're an idiot. And he was like, I'm cooking. I was like, this dummy. So he don't know nothing about ratios. He don't know how potent this stuff is. He don't know anything about it. So the little bit of coke they had, they mix it with these new rocks, right? Cook it all in, and then they cut it all up. And then they take 10 or 20 vials, and they pass it out as testers, right? Just come get the test. Come get the test. I mean, it was crackheads coming from all over the place. It was like somebody turned the lights on, baby, and the roaches was scattering, but towards the dope. Passed it all out. Then we see two dudes taking hits. One dude taking a hit, and another dude is listening to his song on the radio. He look around, he see the guy pass out. Now he think the guy just got so high he passed out. He was like, you a lightweight. So he takes it and hits it. And when he hits it and pulls it, he has this, and then he falls back dead with his eyes open. Very scary. So this dope ain't no good. It's way too strong. It's stopping hearts out here. So Marvin goes by and picks Kanan up and takes him to this house. It's dead people everywhere. It's dead people everywhere. They just look like they passed out from drug use, but they dead. They dead. Oh, it was a horrific sight. It was horrifying. I was just like, man, if this don't keep you from doing dope, seeing stuff like this don't keep you from doing that kind of stuff, I don't know what can help you. I really don't. Like, if you see this and you still want to do crack cocaine, like, so Kanan's like, oh my gosh, we need to get this off the street before. He was like, we need to say something, we need to tell people so nobody else will die. He was like, are you nuts? We can never say anything about it. Well, we need to at least tell mom. So he was like, you see all these dead ninjas? If you tell your mama, we're going to be 2 more bodies. I don't think so. I don't think so. You, Marvin, but she ain't going to kill Kanan. She ain't going to kill Kanan. But she is going to ship him off, for sure. Anyway, Kanan and Marvin, once again, have another secret that's going to get out. It's going to get out. It's going to get out. It's going to get out. People are going to talk about it, right? One more stupid, just horrifically graphic thing that happens between the two of them, because both of them are idiots and they still think they can keep that issue secret. That's just the stupidest thing to me. Well, Kanan had forgot something, right? He forgot something very, very important. And what he forgot was that when he stepped out the house, Juke was walking up because she and her girlfriend are going to go to this dance. Now it's the girlfriend's dance and she taking a dude, but she going to sneak Juke in as her date. She going to ditch the dude and sneak Juke in as her date. Right. And so Juke has gone and she tried on a couple of dresses until she saw something that really, really, really she loved. When we didn't see what she saw, but I knew what it was. I knew what it was, because when she was trying on those dresses, she had on like a sports bra, like kind of compressive, and she had on men's boxers. So I knew it was a tux. I knew she had saw a suit. And so, but she wanted to talk with Kanan and get the key so she can get dressed at their house, because she didn't want Marvin giving her a hard time. And before they parted ways, Howard walked up and he spoke to Kanan. He spoke to Juke, and Juke was like, anyway, Kanan, realizing that he had one of those vials in his pocket, this prior to knowing about all of the deaths, but it's a cop walking up on him, so he get Juke dap and slide her the vial, so in case the dude pat him down, he won't have the vial of crack. And it had like 2 or 3 crack rocks in it. And he made the product. He was proud of the product. He was looking at it. He was thinking, man, we gonna be rich. We finna be rich, right? Howard talked to him a little bit about how you doing. He was like, don't worry about me. Don't worry about how I'm doing. He was like, well, did you ask your mama about me? Yeah, my mama and she told me to stay away from you. Well, you ask your mama how she know, not how she know me, but ask your mama to tell you about me. Right? So basically throwing kind of a warning shot to Rock, like, if you don't tell him, I'm gonna tell him. Basically, because when Kanan takes that information back, there's no other way for her to take that, right? So this is what Kanan forgot when Marvin was getting in his behind, when later on at the end of the episode, he's sitting on the sofa with Rock, just like he did when he killed Tubuck, when all of that stuff happened where the guy got his brains blown out in the stash house. He just sits there like nothing happened. Like, this kid is, I don't know. It just blows me away that so much horrific stuff has happened around him and he can just be like regular. Like, he doesn't even have like PTSD from the stuff. Now, when him and Marvin was talking about it, he was like bouncing around like, oh my gosh, because Marvin did not know what he had done. The dude told on him. He said, why would you do this? He said, I didn't do it. This little ninja right here did it. Right? He was completely busted out. And then to find out that all of these people are dead because of you, I don't know. Anyway, Jukebox meets up with her girlfriend, Nicole. They meet in the park. And she tells Nicole She wasn't gonna tell her what she was wearing. That's another reason why I knew she was wearing a tux. And she tells Nicole that she's not boosting anymore. And Nicole says she wants a pretzel. Soon as Jukebox made her mixtape, by the way. Y'all remember mixtapes? You put it in the tape player, and you had to push record and play at the same time to record, right? And then you sang into it, or you play the music into it, different songs, one after one, until, you know what I'm saying, you filled it up. And then you told that person you love them, this, yada, yada, yada. That's how mixtapes went, right? If somebody made you a mixtape, they liked you, right? They wanted to be with you. That's FYI, right? So she gave her a mixtape, and Nicole wanted a pretzel. So Jukebox want to show her girl that she can take care of her, and she goes over to get the pretzel for her. Well, Nicole had a card for her that she had made with all kinds of hearts and, you know, a love letter, basically. She gonna slip it in Jukebox bag. Now Jukebox, she done talked Jukebox out of boosting. But when she go in her bag and she see that little vial of crack rock in there, she steals it. I was like, oh, what you don't just. So later on that night, they get ready for the Jukebox is getting ready at Kanan's house. Rock walks in, and she lets Rock know that she's going out on a date, and she's going out on a date with a girl. And Rox was like, I'm not your dad. I just want you to be happy. And she's super supportive. And you can just see the relief on Juke's face when she saw that, right? Back over at Nicole's house, Nicole got a wedding dress on, basically. Now, back in the day, you shopped at bridal stores for your formal gowns, for your prom dresses and all that stuff. It's basically a bridal gown. I think all the girls had to wear white. It's kind of like a debutante cotillion type situation. And her mom comes in and she's like, you're just so beautiful. You're just so gorgeous. I wouldn't advocate you having sex, but I know how kids are. So basically, she's encouraging Nicole to get with this boy and like this boy. Hopefully, if she screw this boy, she won't want to be gay anymore. I want you to use protection because you don't want to have a baby. You don't want to get pregnant. She was like, lesbian sex don't get you pregnant. So why are you tripping on lesbian sex? And she was like, it was not sex. This girl took advantage of you. Her daddy comes in and he gave me gay tease. But okay. I was like, Nicole daddy gonna come out. I don't know what year he coming out. This 91. I'm pretty sure around that. 98-ish. He probably came out to his wife and divorced her. Just fast forwarding. And her mom goes on out, and so she's pissed off because her mom is just pressuring her in this really, really just relentlessly pressuring her into this whole straight thing. Like, her mom does not care at all about her happiness. She wants to save her own personal reputation, basically. And she feels the type of way that her daughter is, a lesbian. Jukebox feels the stress of Nicole feels the stress of all of this. So she goes and she puts in her tape from Nicole. Her mom is downstairs hollering at her to come down so they could take pictures. Her date Brandon is there, and then she comes to the door again, and she was like, "You're being rude." Nicole goes to the door and locks the door. I was like, "Nah, you having whole full on sex with Jukebox and you don't lock the door, but you about to hit this crack rock and you lock the door." So she has a marijuana pipe, a glass marijuana pipe. And remember, I said I felt like we were seeing Nicole getting hooked on crack. She this is a few weeks later, I guess, or maybe not a few weeks later, because Scrap is in the hospital. So anyway, she wanted that high. That high she got. She knew what she was looking at when she took it out of that bag. That high she got that when she took that joint with the crack in it from Crown, she wanted that same high. And she didn't want to go to this cotillion sober. You know what I'm saying? So she put what looked like all the goddamn rocks in this pipe. Like, I was just like, why? Why would you do that? It's so stupid. Lights it up, pulls real deep. And then for a second, she was like, I mean, it was just a split second. And just like that, she was like, and she stands up and falls dead. Okay? She stood up and she fell dead. Okay? She stood up and she fell literally over dead. It stopped her heart like that. Jukebox sitting outside the venue because they had agreed that she was going to sneak out and sneak her back in. Jukebox just sitting out there waiting. And that girl is dead on her bedroom floor at home from some crack that Kanan made. I think we starting to see what happened to Jukebox. I think we're really starting to see what happened to Jukebox. I mean, she's going to be devastated in episode 8. Oh my gosh. I mean, it was, I don't know why people do that. Why do people take things and drink things and they don't really know anything about it? Like, what makes a person do that? Especially since you get somebody some food they never had and they sniff it and smell it and pick it apart and look at it and taste it lightly. But a vial of unknown rocks, you just hit? You just hit it? Man, it was, wow. It was crazy. Just like that, Nicole is dead. Howard is on the prowl. He looks yellow. He looks sickly. He looks, pasty, yellow, jaundice-ish. Marvin's gonna get killed. I don't see how they can avoid killing Marvin. I mean, at this point, Marvin is so out of control. Shout out to Rock, making moves and everything, but your crew gonna be the death of you, girl. Your crew gonna be the death of you. Your crew is why you're not gonna get ahead of Unique. You're not gonna get over on Unique. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna level up on him. Your crew is why, or lack thereof. Anyway, you guys, that is the episode. Tell me what you think. Put it down below. If I forgot anything, make sure you put it down below. But I think I talked about everything. Fame, that bull crap, arse ninja. Ooh, I at this point I wouldn't mind seeing him gone. At this point, everybody is shouting Lou out about his music except his family. Basically, I mean, Rock want him to get his head back in the game. In terms of being her number one man, right? And they still working on the apartment. But she was like, this little music thing you doing, you need to do it on the side. If you done playing with your record player and everything, maybe now we can get some business done. But y'all tell me what y'all think of this episode. I'd love to hear it. Put it down below. And until next time, honeybees, I'll holla.